Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. In this episode, I want to give you my 7 best tips to take amazing night photography. Last week, I was in Dubai and I was looking for an amazing location where I could shoot the whole city from very high. And that's my tip number 1 is find a great vantage point where you can see the entire city, but that still have leading lines, that still have like interesting building. You don't want to be too high, you don't want to be too low. So we found this place in Dubai called the Shangri-La Hotel. We went there and it was 250 dirham, which is about $60 to go and shoot from their view, but it's the most iconic view of Dubai. So I paid the money, and the good thing is that if you pay, you can shoot there with a tripod. Now, I'm going to show you also how you can do it without a tripod. But tip number 1 is find a high vintage location that has a good composition where tripods are allowed, if you can do that. That's my tip number 1. Don't hesitate to go wide. I shot this with my 12-24 lens. It's my widest lens. I really wanted to show a huge vista of the city, and I find wherever I am around the world, it's always good to have a very wide lens. So that's tip number 2. So we went up there, but we got there, it was a little too early. So, you want to shoot the city at night at a very specific time. Golden hours usually is not a good time to shoot, vast cities, because you want to shoot when the lights come on. There's a very, very specific moment where you want to do that. So while I was waiting, I was just, taking photos. I took this shot of the Burj Khalifa with, just one person as a foreground element. It's an amazing, breathtaking view. I had a little bit of fear of heights because I really have a big fear of heights. The thing is, to get a good composition, I had to get all my tripod outside, in front of the protection that there was. And my wife kind of helped me because I'm really scared of heights, and it's a very, very high view. Tip number 3, let's say that you cannot use a tripod. So if you don't have a tripod, here's the trick. You can put your camera on self-timer at 2 seconds. You take your aperture, you open it completely, the most that your camera can handle. Mine was f4 and most cameras is going to be f4. Then you go roughly at 2000 ISO, and then you hold on tight with the stripe around your head, with your arms really firm. You press, you hold on your breath, and you take a shot. Now this is a shot that I got this way. Check this out. So this was shot at 1/47 second, f4, ISO 2000. Let's retouch it really quickly. So I'm going to open up the shadows, and I'm going to do my white point holding the Option key. Now, when you hold on the Option key and you retouch a night photos, you can go, usually, I go here at the threshold where I don't want too much light to be. But when it comes to night photo, you can go further. You can have all this little white dot. It means, the white dot means the pixels are 100% white. There's no more information. And then I'm going to do my black point. I'm going to hold on the Option key and move my black point. So you want a bit of black. Okay, it's still very dark, so I'm going to boost the exposure. Now, this is shot by hand, guys. This is a photo shot by hand. It looks pretty decent. I'm going to boost the texture, boost the clarity, and I'm going to change the white balance. I think I'm just going to add a bit of magenta because that's what I do for a living, is I add magenta. And voila. Now, let's zoom in. It looks pretty cool. Well, let's maybe make it a little more straight. So I'm going to enable chromatic aberration and enable profile correction, and maybe go to the upright section and click on auto. Okay, now that's pretty good. I find it's a little too bright, so I'm gonna make it darker. And check this out, I'm gonna zoom in. So again, this was 2000 ISO, so it's pretty noisy, but we can go in there and we can reduce the noise. Usually when it's noisy like this, I go like around 30 on noise reduction, and then I go sharpening around 70. So noise reduction 30, sharpening 70 equals 100 roughly. And then I do my masking around 50. Okay, this way, masking basically, let me show you. If you hold on the Option key, you can see what's going on here. Anything which is black is not going to get sharpened. You don't want to sharpen the sky, especially when there's so much noise. So I'm actually going to go all the way to 87 on the masking. Okay, so I'm just sharpening only the buildings. And I'm going to boost the color noise also, and maybe just go a little further on this one, like 40. But try not to go over 40 because you're going to lose a lot. So I might go back and add even more texture on this one. but it's pretty decent. Look at this. This is shot by hand. Look the details that I have. And the noise even makes like a little bit of a grain. So that's pretty good. I think I want to add a little more contrast. Yeah, and a little more brightness. Oh, one thing that's important, don't forget to like this video. It makes really a big difference for me if you can just take a second and like the video. So tip number four is work with long exposure, 5 to 10 seconds. The final photo I ended up shooting at, let's see here, 6 seconds, ISO 100 f11 at 50 meter wide. But I still had the self timer on because you don't want to touch your tripod when you take the shot, okay? Now, listen to this. Tip number 5 is try to put your aperture at f11 or above. Why? Because it's going to give you a little starlight effect. Let me show you. Let's first retouch the good photo, the 100 ISO photo. Oh, by the way, if you want to learn Lightroom or Photoshop, check out the links below. I have a free course on Lightroom and a free course on Photoshop you can get. It's completely free. So same idea. You know what I can do? I can just go here. I can press Command-Shift-C and copy what I did on the 2000 ISO photo, go to the 100 ISO photo and press Command-V. And most of the retouching has been done, okay? And except I want to bring back the noise reduction all the way down to 10, and I'm going to move my sharpening all the way down to 90. I don't want to blur the photo too much, but the rest seems to be pretty spot on. Maybe a little more contrast. So now we're going to compare the quality of the 2000 ISO with the 100 ISO. So I'm going to select both, press C to go into the compare mode into Lightroom, Shift Tab. So let's see here. The one that's 100 ISO is the one that has 3 stars. So I'm going to zoom in and you can see here. So that's the 100 ISO and that's the 2000 ISO. I mean, you can see there's clearly more noise on the 2000 ISO, but it's still very decent. Now, I told you that tip number 5 was to shoot at f11 or above, and here's why. It's a small thing, but if you look at the city light here, you get a nice starlight effect on these lights here that you don't get at f4. You just don't get these little spikes of lights. On this one, there was so many small lights that you can't really tell, but it's a good rule in general. If you've got like nice lamps in Paris or something, go at f13, f14, and whatever long exposure is gonna make it right, you know, because you're gonna get this nice little starlight effects, which I really like. Tip number 6, shoot in a magic 15 minutes window. What is that? Well, you know, wherever you are in the world, after the sunset, there is a moment called the blue hour, or in French we say the crépuscule, which is when the sun is behind the horizon, all the city lights are on, but you still have details in the sky. And that's when you get the best shots, I find. After it gets too contrasty and too muddy. Let me show you, for example, this is a photo I shot from a room that I rented. But you see here, I shot it too late. It was like in the middle of the night. This is the Burj Khalifa, and there's so much contrast. This photo is nice, but would have been a lot nicer in this 15 minutes window. So that is right after sunset, all the city lights are on, but there's still details in the sky. It's not black like this. And last but not least, you gotta play with light streaks. The reason why I put the tripod outside is I wanted to get all these light streaks here of the city. And that's the problem also, by the way, with the 2000 ISO. Check this out. If I compare again, you can see this is the light streaks here at 6 seconds of exposure, and that's how it looked at 2000. At 2000, you can see all the cars. It's not really nice. The light streak I find is much nicer. So that's another reason why you should shoot at 100 ISO with long exposure on a tripod. Oh, also a few days ago, I did another video where I showed you how I shot photos of the desert from a air balloon. Check it out.